Hey YouTube, it's me, my Chi. I just wanted to do a rant video because I'm just so irritated today. I had some of the worst customer service experiences today, and I just wanted to share. I don't know if anybody else is having the same problems with getting good customer service that I'm having. But in these situations, I would think that I would be getting better customer service, right? From a hospital. Today my husband was in a car accident. He's fine. He was in the car, and so was my dog, my little dog that you guys have seen on the video. And so that happened around 9 o'clock this morning. First thing was that he said that as they were putting the neck brace on him, the EMT was putting the neck brace on him, take him out of the car, the police officer comes over and wants to know and asks for license and registration. Not a good time to ask for license and registration. The man is getting a neck brace put on. He cannot reach into his glove compartment and give you his license and registration. And I said maybe they were just asking if you had it, but regardless, it just wasn't a good time. So that was number one. That was him. Now me. He calls me to let me know that he's at the hospital, you know, telling me just basics about what was going on, but he couldn't really tell me everything because the police had come to question him about what happened during the accident. So I hustled and kind of get myself situated at work. It took me about an hour to just get everything situated so that I could leave, so I could check on him. My sister-in-law, his sister, was there with him, and she was going to wait until I came. So when I finally get to the emergency room, I go to the desk. Now mind you, I had to call maybe like 5 or 10 minutes before I got there to let them know I was on my way. So when I got there and I went to the desk, there was 2 young ladies sitting at the desk, and I said, you know, I waited. There was an older couple getting registered. I waited, and then she said, well, did you need some help? I said, yes, I had called. My husband was in a car accident, gave him his name, and I said, I'm here, you know. And so she said, well, let me see if you can have a visitor. So she asked the other young lady, can you call and see if bed can have a visitor? Number one, you never use a patient's room number as an identifier, especially not in front of the patient or in front of the visitor. You give that person a name. That was rude, number one. I know that because I work at a hospital, and I've worked at a hospital since '98, and I know that we're constantly being told not to do that. So anyway, she calls back, never looks up and says, okay, well, give me a moment. I said, just, she cuts on the phone. Can bed 10 have a visitor? Okay. Bed 10, nurse said she'll call when she can have a visitor. Never looked at me, then said, okay, ma'am. Okay, I called and I spoke with the nurse, and she said what she's going to do is call you back. Call back up here when he's back in the room and he can have a visitor. She can go on back. No, she said he can have a visitor. She going to call back. So the lady said, well, just have a seat in the waiting room. Nobody ever offered to let me know how my husband was doing. Nobody ever offered to let me speak with the clinical staff person to give me some more information about how he was doing. Nothing. So I sat there in the waiting room for about 45 minutes. Then the older couple that was standing next to me at the desk when I first came in, they actually sat next to me in the waiting room, and they were even like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they won't tell you anything about your husband. They won't even let you go back there and see him. I've never heard of anything like that. So like I said, for about 45 minutes went by, and I'm just boiling over there in my corner, just waiting. And I saw my sister-in-law come out. She says, oh, I have been looking for you, and I came here a couple of times looking for you. So she says, why didn't they send you back? So I said, well, they told me that they were waiting for a nurse to call me back when he could have a visitor. She says, oh, well, we've been back from getting this x-ray, you know. which just means the registration staff, they never checked to see what was going on. Mind you, there's still been 30-45 minutes. It's not my job as a visitor waiting in a waiting room to remind you to call. That is your job. If I come to the desk and I let you know something, you write it down on a sticky note, do something, so that in 10-15 minutes goes by and you haven't gotten a call from that nurse or whatever you're waiting for, you should be following up. I shouldn't have to come to the desk and bother you. If you don't want people, that's a hint. If you don't want people to keep coming to back up to your desk and bothering you about it, beat them to the punch. Say, hey, I just want to let you know I called and I checked and he's not ready. Or, hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to give him a call again and see what's going on. That's how you beat people to the punch and they stop worrying you and giving you attitude. Okay, so finally I get back there. He gets his stuff. We get to leave. Now we're back on to getting my dog. So my dog is at the animal control office. When I get there, they tell me we can't release her until you show proof of a vaccine, up-to-date rabies vaccine. Where does she have her rabies vaccine done? I said she had it done at the city SPCA, right next door to the animal control office. As a matter of fact, it's adjacent to the animal control. She says, well, you have to bring it, so just step right next door, get them to print it out and bring it back, and we can release the dog. I go next door. They tell me they have no record. Yes, you do. I brought her here. I recall bringing her to this location. Well, we don't have anything. She said, is it possible maybe that you took her to the other location? I said, maybe, but I really recall her coming here. She said, well, you can go to the other location and see if they have it. Didn't offer to call the other location. Evidently, they can't pull up the other location's computer system to be able to look and see what's done there. Didn't offer to, well, would you like me to call and see if it was done there before you take your gas money and drive all the way over there? No. I said, fine, I'll go there. Show up to that location. She pulls it up. Okay, here we have it right here. Printed it out. I'm driving back. I look down. I notice they printed up on the wrong dog. I have 3 dogs, and all 3 of them are taken to the SPCA to get their vaccine. I come back. Say this is the wrong dog. They tell me they don't have any record of NuNu. I was like, yes, you do. I brought her here for all of her vaccines. Well, we have her here, but we don't have her for rabies. I said, okay, so I'm going to have to go all the way home, I see, and get the paper, because you guys just gave me, I just took my other 2 dogs there in May to get them all vaccinated before we moved to our new city, because we're living in another city. And while I was there, I asked them to print up everything they had on all 3 of my dogs, so that I would have all the records and I wouldn't have to keep calling back and coming back. Wherever I go from this point, I'll have everything that they got done there as far as the vaccine. And I said, I know I have it. I know you guys gave it to me because I know NuNu rabies expires sometime in July. No, they don't have it. So, mind you, I still have my husband in the car. He's under medication. He's in pain. And, you know, just driving around, of course, you're hitting bumps. And, you know, traffic is a mess. And he's just getting all pushed and pulled around in the car. Now I gotta drive all the way to home, which is like 30 minutes away, just to get the record, just to come back to get the dog. So, of course, I come home, I get the record, and yes, indeed, there it is, clear as day that she did have the vaccine, rabies vaccine done at the SPCA location that's right next door to the animal control. So, on my way back there, I thought I'm going to call them, and I'm going to ask, why is it that I have this record and that they can't pull it up? So after I go around with the young lady, she finally says, oh, I see what happened. Oh, we forgot to put this space in between NuNu. I guess they just had it one word instead of putting the space in between. That's why they couldn't find her. And I said, well, there's no other way that you guys can look up her name. You know, I think that's ridiculous. And she said, oh, we're really sorry about that. You know, no. You guys should have figured that out while I was there instead of sending me all over God's green earth. And and it just really disappointed me today. I just expected a lot more, you know, from people and from companies in general, that, you know, you have somebody there that's going to go the extra mile. I know they don't get paid a lot, but have somebody there at that desk that's going to go the extra mile, and that's going to, you know, give good customer service. That's all. I mean, unfortunately, they're both safe, and, you know, of course my husband's a little hurt more than my dog, but they're both safe, and I'm glad for that. But the customer service just kind of, you know, ruined the whole day. I'm just glad that they were okay, because if they would have been hurt on top of that, I probably would just went ballistic. But anyway, I don't know if anybody else having this problem with just getting decent customer service these days. I don't know. Comment, hit me up, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.